Every day, our natural heritage and the basic rights of countless people are threatened by destruction, corruption, and trafficking. And every day, Freeland and our partners are deployed across the globe to do something about it. Join us at the front line and help us make our world free of wildlife trafficking and human slavery.
My name is Sulma Warren and I'm the Deputy Director of Freeland. We're on our way to Hanoi, Vietnam right now because I want to show you one of the tragic situations created by wildlife trafficking in this part of the world. I lived in Vietnam for 10 years and have seen the situation improve slightly over time, but the cruel conditions for bears kept for the extraction of their bile is still a serious problem. The purpose of our mission here is to take you to see firsthand just how serious and prevalent it still is. We're about 30 kilometers northwest of Hanoi, and we've come out here to see a number of places that are known to continue to raise bears and tap the bile for medicinal purposes. It's not illegal to simply keep the bears, but tapping or consuming their bile has been outlawed. Although the places we will visit may not always advertise clearly, most of them are selling the bile under the table.
So we're just going to walk up to these gentlemen over here and see whether or not we can ask them about where they know we can go and see some bears and film some bears. Let's see what they say. Anh ơi, em hỏi này, bọn em ở đây muốn xem gấu thì ở chỗ nào là có xem được gấu không?
Bây giờ không có, nó hết rồi.
Hết rồi hả anh?
Hết rồi.
This gentleman has said that there are no bears in this area anymore, and it's against the law to raise bears, so they don't exist here anymore. There's none left, which we know is not true. Anh ơi, em hỏi, bạn của em đang quay phim về Việt Nam và muốn chụp về gấu. Thì muốn biết là ở khu này có chỗ nào để quay phim về gấu hay là chụp gấu. Thế à? Hết sạch rồi. Thế à? So exactly the same response, and you can see that clearly it's an issue, and judging by the smiles and their kind of rapid response, and also judging by the fact that we know that there are bears in this area, that they're kind of clearly lying and trying to cover up. It's a whole network of people around here. They probably all know each other and just trying to protect each other.
Just moments later, we see our first bear.
They usually get quite skittish about people coming in and taking photographs, so let's see what type of a response we get this time. Anh ơi, đang chụp phim về văn hóa Việt Nam thì muốn quay phim một chút thôi, khoảng 1 phút. Vâng, ok rồi. Vâng, ok được rồi.
The hostile encounter just shows us that the bears, which are able to be kept legally if they are not being used in the bear bile trade, must be used for bile extraction, or else there would be no reason to hide them. After driving around the streets, we find a few more shops. Some of them are open. The bears are lethargic and panting in the heat, and are kept in cages barely large enough for them to move. This terrible extraction process usually takes place once a month, can be long, and is often stressful. Depending on the tools used, the person extracting the bile may have to make several attempts before they insert the syringe into the right place in the bear's abdomen.
If you look around here, you'll see evidence of the equipment, what they use to extract the bile. There's quite a number of different places apparently up here. Some have small quantities of bears and some have larger quantities of bears. The last one we just saw only had 2, but there are supposedly facilities up here that are significantly larger with up to 20 bears in captivity. So here you can see the sign is quite clear. They're all Asiatic black bears as far as I can see. There's at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, at least 10 to 12 bears here. So this is quite a large facility. We've just been told now that we're not supposed to be filming. These bears really don't have anywhere to move. Those cages are really very, very small. And you can just see how difficult it must be for these bears to live under these conditions.
Finally, we pass a facility that looks huge and could potentially contain lots of bears.
This facility holds a minimum of probably about 40 bears. If you look between the bars and the grill here, you can actually see that there's probably up to at least 20 bears just in this section alone here. As soon as you get close, you can smell them. It's strong and it's very pungent, and you know immediately that there are animals being housed here. And because we've already visited a few, we can tell straight away that this is the smell from bears in captivity.
The main problem behind all of this is that although bear bile extraction is illegal, the authorities have permitted people to continue to keep the bears in these facilities because there is nowhere else for them to go. Sanctuaries have been established to house some of the bears rescued from this business, but more resources are needed to build additional rescue centres, to empower law enforcement, and to raise awareness and change consumer behaviour. Let's work together to provide the remaining captive bears with a brighter future.